those that are in attendance here today on this webinar. And Jack, you can go ahead and start the recording. I'll just pause here and we'll give it a trial run here and see how it goes. 10 seconds, Jack. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the CrowdRising TeamBuild webinar update here. My name is Pete Redekup, broadcasting live out of Belize, Central America. Great to have you with us here, and those of you that will be listening to this via recording, we've got some exciting times ahead here, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to really be rolling out something quite exciting for everybody. So I'm pretty pumped about this. But let me just introduce you real quickly here. I got some kids here. I got to go and ask them to be a little quieter. So I'm just going to turn it over to Terry here real quickly to introduce herself and just share a little bit of energy here. So Terry, over to you.
Thank you, Pete. Can you hear me, guys? Okay. I just want to go over a few things that we're going to require when we do this team build. So we all have, I'll post in all the Skype rooms what we're going to require. If you're interested, definitely interested in doing the team build with us, we're going to have an email you can send to us. And what I will require is a good email to send you an email to. I need your best phone number, the best time to reach you during the day, and your username currently in CrowdRising. And I'll share that email through the Skype rooms a little later on. I'll post it for everybody so they can have it. And we've been discussing on different things. Right now we have a Skype room just for the team building. The Skype room is CR Team Believe. And if you guys have a better name, we're going to be holding a contest for the next probably 5 days to a week to get a better name, and there'll be a reward for that. I think we discussed open an account for you in Wealth Rising. So that's what we had decided upon as far as that is going. We've been kicking around ideas. We're looking for ideas how to build this team build. Any suggestions? I suggest sending them to the email or in our Team Believe room as well. Between Pete and I, we'll be checking that on a daily basis for suggestions, writing them all down, and then we're going to come back to the table and discuss how we want to do this. If you have your current 3 people, that would be great. If not, we have another plan for those that can't get their 3 people. So I see Pete's back on, so Pete can elaborate a little bit more on how this is going to go.
Thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate it. Just mute your mic there, or release the talk now buttons. There we go. Awesome. Thank you so much, Terry. Appreciate that. So, yeah, you heard it from Terry, folks. We've got some exciting things in the works here, and I'm just going to speak to you guys from the heart here today and just share with you guys that we all have current CrowdRising positions, and I know for many of us the donations since before Christmas, they've dried up a bit. Maybe people have sort of gone dormant or maybe not that motivated right now, and I know we have many of our CrowdRising participants over in Wealth Rising, which is rocking the net right now. So some amazing things happening over there, and people are pretty excited about Wealth Rising. We're going to figure a way to integrate Wealth Rising into the team build here, and we're going to roll out a real special feature that's really going to introduce Wealth Rising and how to get these people that are motivated to step up to get them a complimentary starter Wealth Rising account. So that's sort of on the agenda for this team build as well, to create awareness. Now, one of the things that I'm pretty excited about personally is the fact that we have a very large fishing pond here to ultimately fish from for this team build, and that is our entire CrowdRising participant base. Now, granted, some of them are maybe not that active anymore or have moved on or whatever, but once they catch wind of this, they see the splash pages, they see the different emails that are going to be going out, the different login messages that are going to be coming out via the login messages when you log into your CrowdRising account. We're going to have some very specific instructions and details and basically going to be enticing those that are interested in looking at joining us in this team build. Now, as Terry mentioned, we're going to have the name open. We're going to give this a name. We're going to tag something to it, something that you guys feel would be energizing, powerful. Terry came up with the CR believers or whatever you called it. I'm not exactly sure, Terry, but it doesn't have to be that. It can be whatever we decide upon. And as Terry mentioned, the winner of the chosen name that we're going to use for the team build is going to receive a complimentary Kickstarter package. We'll pay the $2 account activation and give you a little $20 PA just so that you have an active deposit in Wealth Rising, so as a token of appreciation. Now the suggestions for the name, and Terry, if you'd be so kind, type the email address, the CR compliance, the CrowdRising compliance email address into the chat box here. So we're going to take all of your suggestions via email, and so just send us your username, your current username in CrowdRising, and what you feel would be the best tagline for this team builder, CR Believers Team Build, or whatever you guys want to call it. Let's get creative and find something really unique that we can all agree upon and say, hey, this is a great name for our build. And as Terry mentioned, we're going to give it about a week or so before we launch this team build. So tonight is a buffet of ideas, if you will, and basically going over some ideas. I'm going to apologize in advance for the noise. There's all kinds of renos and construction going on here, and these guys are making a ton of noise outside. So if there's background noise, I do apologize. Nothing I can do about it at this time. So anyways, let me start from the top. The CrowdRising Team Build is going to be situated right in the CR Support Center. So that's where it's going to originate. That's where it's going to start. And our primary chosen method for the donations in this team build is going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be primary. Now, we'll also have the exception where, like, for North Americans, obviously PayPal is sometimes a great payment processor to use. It's simple, and maybe Solid Trust Pay for those that have it. But again, primary will be Bitcoin. I don't know. What do you guys think? Can we enforce that this team build is only Bitcoin? What are your thoughts on this topic right here? Because we need to know. And I think to be congruent, it would be a really good idea. I mean, it'd be great. It'd be perfect if everyone just had Bitcoin and could just do their donations and receive their donations through Bitcoin. But I know for some people that is still a challenge. Some people don't have their Bitcoin wallets set up. But it's very simple to do so, and certainly something that we can assist people with. So here we are. We start the team build. We give it a chosen username. It's going to go right in the CR support area because clearly we have a lot of expenses with keeping CrowdRising running, the server bills, the hosting, and there's ongoing programming fees as we make enhancements and as we do things. So the ongoing cost of the team build will help to offset that. And not just that, it'll help you guys, each individual participant of this team build, to ultimately benefit from the momentum that we're going to generate here. And as we get the word out, as the news starts traveling, that, hey, I just got 3 people placed under me. And that's our goal. Our goal is to have everyone in a team rotator. We have some very qualified people that can handle that. I know Susan Saunders. I don't know if she's in the room here right now, but she's going to be working with us very closely with Steve Height as well. Some real key people that are very knowledgeable in how to work the rotator and how to instruct the rotator to assign 3 new participants per each team build participant. So let's use an example. We're going to start with our original build at the top. The original row is going to be a row of 5, but after that, we're going to place 3 participants under each participant. So the 5 will each get 3. So that'll be 15 participants that will go in. And under those 15 participants, again, we'll place 3 under each one of those. So we go from 5 to 15 to multiply 15 by 3. We've got another 45. And then under those 45, we place an additional 3 under each one, which is going to take us close to the 150, 140 mark, 135, I think, to be exact. And then from there, we continue to place you in the rotator. As long as you don't have your 3, you remain in the rotator. Everyone is going to be promoting one link in this team build. And one link, meaning anything that comes in at the top on the rotator, will automatically drop down, automatically default to the participant that does not have his 3. Now, clearly, when your CrowdRising TeamBuild account, now keep in mind, this is a brand new account. This is an account that you will need to make a new donation of $20 to. And of course, the participants landing under you will need to make their donation as per the CrowdRising terms of service. It'll be the exact same. They'll have their time to make that donation. And we're going to encourage everybody in this team build to get it done in 12 hours or less from the time that you join. I mean, if you take 24, you take 24. You just hold up the progress of everyone else beneath you. But the sooner you make that donation, the sooner you're eligible to be in the rotator. You're not in the rotator until you've made your donation, and clearly you have to add your donation accounts to your back office. Primary being Bitcoin, PayPal, and whatever other method if we decide to go that route. So you guys need to tell us what you think in regards to Bitcoin only, or should we allow a couple of other payment processors in there as well. Now, the way this is going to work is with the rotator, we're going to continue to bring people in. We're going to continue to advertise through splash pages, through advertising campaigns. I'm going to be personally sharing some ideas with some different traffic exchanges, easy hits for you, just some different things that we can do. There's many free services out there that you can go and advertise your link, the team link in, and we'll get a ton of people that will join us and that will ask questions. I know that Terry has Thomas volunteering or offering to do a traffic wave auto response campaign. And the auto response campaign will be very simple. It'll basically have some pre-written messages, and it will ultimately it will enable us to advertise this capture page with an opt-in form that will automatically go into this traffic wave autoresponder, where a series of some canned messages will go out, enticing them with the referral link, the Skype room, and whatever information, the CrowdRising email address of where they are to submit their donation or their request to be added into this team build. And we're just going to continue to add these people into this rotator so that it'll continue to grow, and it'll continue to filter its way down to the newest people that are joining that don't have their 3. Now, clearly, when you do have your 3, you'll be taken out of the rotator, and what's going to happen is you now have got a team of 3. Now, that team of 3 that you have will mean your count is soft locked, and you will automatically need to, as per CrowdRising soft lock rule, you'll need to step up to stage 2, and you'll need to make a donation to your second upline of $40. Now, clearly, the donations will start to circulate, and same rule will apply when you get your 3 $40 donations. Your account will go into soft lock, and you'll need to send your third upline in the team build a $60 donation. Now, here's where I'm going to present some ideas to you, because I know Terry and I were bouncing back and forth with some ideas yesterday, and when the team build starts to get really wide, we all know that the inevitable fate of these team builds sometimes is that they go stagnant. There's just not enough momentum for us to continuously feed everyone, especially if we're multiplying by 3 with every level that we go deep. But here's the beautiful thing about this team build and how we can set this up. We can really, really add some real pizzazz to this build and really make it go a long, long way. And we can do that through a series of things. We can do this through an advertising campaign where we all get together, and those that are interested in being a part of this advertising campaign, where we don't rely just on free advertising. We have everyone contribute maybe just a couple of dollars of Bitcoin, and we go and we purchase some paid advertising, some solo ads, or some great paid traffic exchanges, and we advertise the team rotator link. And what we can do very simply, let's say there's a group of people that say, yes, I'm willing to contribute a couple of dollars to this, and I'm willing to help the team and help my fellow participant here. Anyone who participates beyond the initial drive, beyond the initial campaign of reaching out to the CrowdRising participant base, keep in mind we have almost 300,000 participants that we can ultimately fish from. So it's a very large pond that we can reach out to, and maybe we can entice many of these to come back. Maybe their sponsors not supporting them. Maybe their sponsors left, gone AWOL. Maybe their sponsors dormant. Maybe they're not motivated. And all of a sudden they see, hey, this is an active group of people here that are really out to help each other. I'm going to do this. I mean, it's $20, right? It's a donation one time out of pocket for you to come into this special build. Now you've got two positions. You've got your original position where you're working right now currently. Maybe it's active. Maybe it's not that active right now. And you've got your TeamBuild account. We're going to be assigning usernames to you. So you don't need to give us any usernames. That's all going to be done automatically. When you submit an email to us, and once we give the green light where we're accepting the submissions for the build, for the initial entry under the initial 5 people that are helping us coordinate this event, we want to get the absolute best people, your strongest people that we have in that row of 15, so that they can help us build and move forward with the momentum and the synergy that we're going to need to really get this thing out of the gate and send a strong message to the entire community that we're not horsing around, we're not playing around. This is going to be run professionally, it's going to be done seriously, and we have everyone's best interests at heart. We will not manipulate the numbers as the people come in. We're going to be placing them to the next person in line, and it will work very similar to how the CrowdRising spill feature already currently works. You know how that works, right? If you are in CrowdRising and you have more than 5 participants, for example, Terry, myself, and Shola, and whoever's up at the top working this thing, we can bring in a lot more than 5 people. Trust me, each one of us can bring in a ton of people if we put our minds to it, as most of you can, especially in a team build environment. There's brand new energy, there's brand new excitement, and people are pretty pumped about that. So what we're going to be doing is continually just spilling these people down. Let's say I'm not even using the rotator, but I'm just using an advertising campaign using the head position referral link. Well, obviously there's no room, and I'm never going to turn the spill off. The spill's always going to be on, so it'll never go wider than its 5, and then it'll automatically start spilling down. Now this is where it gets interesting, because in this natural spill of things, even if you only got 3 people from the rotator and your account went into soft lock, okay, you've upgraded it now, but now through the power of the spill, your 4th and 5th positions are most likely going to get filled in too, right? So you've got a 4th and a 5th participant that's going to be donating to you on your front line. So you're actually given 5 people. If you're unable to fill them yourself, the natural progression of the spill will most likely help, especially those in the top few levels. It'll help those participants very rapidly. Now, as we're moving forward and we're advertising and we're creating some energy here, it's sort of like the scenario of pushing a snowball up the hill. You know, let's say the snow is nice and moist, it's packing. You're creating that ball, you're pushing it up, you're pushing it up, you're pushing it up. And then all of a sudden, you know, you get to the peak, and then what happens, right, is that ball starts to roll down and it starts getting big and it starts creating momentum and it starts to run. Now, I want to share a real quick story with you. I've been involved in many team builds in the past, and I've seen some very poorly poorly managed team builds, and I've seen some incredible team builds that were just managed so well, that were done so incredibly good, that the momentum was absolutely huge, and the appetite for these kinds of builds is enormous. Because let's face it, most people are not super recruiters, right? So if they catch wind of, hey, if I come into this build and I ultimately get 3 people as a result of it, that's $60 in donations to me. Granted, I'm going to be soft locked. I'm going to have to step up to stage 2. So that's going to be 40. My initial 20 that went out, so 60. I now have a stage 2 upgraded account in this team build, and I don't have one dime vested in this. So from the initial 20, I mean, I got that back. The 40 upgraded, I got that from the row of 3. Anything that happens beyond that, the 4th, the 5th person, you fill it in, we fill it in, the rotator fills it in, the spill fills it in, it's going to be a real bonus, and it's going to create that momentum where people are going to say, wow, this is pretty awesome. All of a sudden, they start getting stage 2 donations, and then you start getting several $40 donations come in. Okay, granted, now you get 3 $40 donations. What happens? Well, it's pretty clear what happens. $120 comes into you. You're already square dead even at this point. But now, from the 120 that you received, you now need to step up to stage 3. That's a $60 donation, right, from the donations that you received. And you're not obligated to step up until you get your 3. If anyone wants to step up sooner, by all means, you can do so. That's entirely your choice. But now from the 120 donations that you receive from your stage 2 donations, you're going to part with $60 of that to step up to stage 3. Now, this is where we're going to need some feedback from you folks as well. And again, tonight, I'm just blurring off all the ideas here, and I'm going to leave it with you guys for opinions, feedback, suggestions. We can get some real powerful videos done. I know we have our awesome friend Carolyn in the house here as well from Luxembourg. She did the CrowdRising video that's going to be ultimately pinned to the registration page, where every participant that's going to be joining CrowdRising is going to be forced to watch this video so that they're well in the know of how CrowdRising works. We're going to put to rest some of the pains that we've had with people that are being misled, people that are joining that basically don't have a clue how CrowdRising works, don't do their own due diligence. That's going to end. So with that being said, I mean, we have some great talent in the house here. And if anybody wants to do a little private video for the team build and just share it with us, I mean, we'd love to pick one of the videos that we feel is really good and really generic and really explains the build well, and let everyone share that YouTube video along with the team build rotator link and get some mass advertising going on and some incredible momentum happening. Because when people realize that the build is going to be helping them, the build is ultimately going to give them an upgraded account all the way to stage 2 and then ultimately to stage 3, and they've gotten $120 in donations. They part with 60 of those donations. They're still going to be $60 ahead at that point. Now you have a stage 3 upgraded brand new account. Anything that happens after that, well, again, that is for you. So it's going to create a lot of energy here. And I'm pretty excited about this because we want to integrate an idea into this, and Terry touched on it very briefly, of using Wealth Rising as a way of creating awareness in this project. Let's use an example. Here again, this is 100% just a suggestion. Your feedback will be greatly appreciated here. Let's say we implement anyone in the team build that goes to stage 4. We can do this at stage 3, we can do this at stage 2, we can do it at stage 4. We don't have to do it at all, but it's an idea that I sort of like. Let's say you have a stage 4 donation due to you in this team build. And this someone is going to be sending you a potential $100 donation. Now, what if we all got on the same page and we said, hey, listen, if you send that stage 4 donation, not only are you going to have a stage 4 upgraded account in CrowdRising, but I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to take and allocate 50% of this $100 donation that you make to me, and I'm going to allocate it to your Wealth Rising PA. A PA is a provide assistance in our sister project, the Wealth Rising peer-to-peer financial assistance project. So if you get a $50 Bitcoin account set up for you in Wealth Rising, that can grow very rapidly. I mean, at a rate of approximately 30% in 15 days, that can grow really, really quick. So now you've got a complimentary account in Wealth Rising, compliments of your upline that offered you this PIF, pay it forward, for you in Wealth Rising, and you've got a brand new stream going for you in Wealth Rising. How does that sound, guys? I'm going to pause a little bit right there, and I'm going to turn it over to Terry. I know I've talked lots here, I've given lots of ideas, and I'm just going to offer some feedback here, and anything I may have missed, Terry, I'm going to encourage you to jump in here, ask questions, or whatever you guys have. It's a totally 100% open to your feedback. So the floor is yours, folks.
Anybody that's not in our CR team believe Skype room, you can message me. I'll put my username here, and I can add you to the group as well. That way we can be exchanging ideas on how how any suggestions you might have for the team. Pete just posted his Skype username as well. And I think Pete pretty much covered everything. As we get the emails stating that you're interested in the team build, I'll send out an email response and we'll keep everybody updated. So that as well. So that's all I have to say. I think it's going to do real good. Patuk 13, if you could give me your Skype username, I would love to add you to the group as well. And if anybody wants to get their team, anybody they have interest in doing the team build, send us an email as well. We'll put them on a waiting list, and as the emails come in, that's the order we will be going with as far as the team build. So the sooner you get your people names to us, the sooner they'll be on the list, the quicker they'll be on the top. So anyways, I have, yep, Chuck. I have Chuck. So do you have to have 3 before you join team build? No, it's not required. We like we said, we're going to do the autoresponder, so that way we can get your link in there and everything like that. So that's how that's going to work. But no, you don't need to get your 3. We will get them for you if you want, or you can get them and pick and choose 3 people that you think will build this really well. The email address, one more time, is CrowdRising compliance@gmail.com. So that's CrowdRising compliance@gmail.com. That's and Pete and I will be checking it on a daily basis, and I've got a list started already. Yes, I can write it there. And that's all I have to say. Suggestions, send it to that email as well. We'll review them, and then we're going to have another webinar soon as well to discuss the options and build this together. We'd like to completely, Pete just posted it. We're looking at a date of March 1st. But if we go into like the 5th or something, that's gonna be fine too. But it's good. Yeah, like Pete said, first come, first serve. This is, you guys that are on the call, you're on the top 15, so be very grateful for that. And that's all I have to say. I turn it over to you, Pete.
Thank you so much, Terry. And yeah, as Terry mentioned, we're going to target March 1. Let's just take a look at the calendar here real quickly. I don't think we'll get it ready for March 1. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of a grace period there because today we are Thursday, the 23rd. So next Thursday is the 2nd. So I'm looking at this here, and somewhere between the 1st and the 5th, as Terry mentioned, in the Skype rooms is where we're going to target the start of this. We may put in the initial row of 15 to 5. We'll have that in by the 5th, or sorry, by the 1st. We'll put the row of 15 in because we're going to need to stagger this a little bit because we need to make sure that everyone has their donation in so that once we start that we have enough vacancies available. So I think the timeline here will be the 1st to have the initial row in, the 2nd to have the row of 15 in there, and then obviously we got to give everybody some time to make their donations. So let's say by the 4th we have all the row of 15 in, and you guys must have donated almost immediately. You know, especially in the early stages, we will actually have to remove you out of the row of 15 if you don't make your donation within literally 12 hours. We're going to give you a maximum 12 hours, and that's lots of time for you guys to quickly get your donation account set up and get your donation made to the appropriate assigned upline there. So whoever that may be. And then the 5th, we will put in the row of 45. And then after that, I think Monday, we should open it up so that it's wide open, and on that webinar, have it completely open for anybody and everybody. By that time, we'll have some synergy and just everybody understands clearly how a rotator works. We're all going to be promoting one link. You're not going to be using your links for your back office. Let's say you're assigned CR TeamBuild 1A. That's your username. You're not going to use that username when you promote. Later on down the road, let's say if the TeamBuild goes stagnant, yeah, you will use your own TeamBuild, and you'll have a second position, and you'll own that position, and you can choose to build there if you rather want to build there rather than in your original place where you have your current CrowdRising account. So I want to make sure I'm very clear on this. But in the early stages, and as we pick up momentum on this TeamBuild, everyone's going to be using one referral link. We're all going to be advertising one referral link. We're all going to be putting on our Facebooks our one referral link, and we're going to use that rotator referral link, and everyone is going to benefit from the combined energy of this TeamBuild rotator link because the chips are going to fall down to the ones that have the least amount of referrals. In other words, if you don't have 3, boom, 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 there they are. You're taken out of the rotator to make room for the next person. Boom, boom, boom. They get their 3. So it's going to continue to do that. And the more people we have putting this on their Twitters, on their Facebooks, on whatever means you have to advertise it, emailing it out to your contact lists. I use a great service called OnlyWire, and I hook all my social feeds up there. My Twitter's on there, my LinkedIn, my Google+, my Facebook. It's all linked there. So at one push of a button, onlywire.com, get yourself a free account set up there and link your social media profiles up. It takes a little bit of time to set it up, even your Pinterest. Whatever you have, you can link it. You can have 5 free social media accounts linked up to a free OnlyWire account. So it's powerful, guys. If everyone would just get on OnlyWire and do 1 or 2 ads a week on their OnlyWire and have all their social media accounts blanketed with this team link and a little opt-in forum, and automatically there's a traffic wave auto response campaign that starts communicating with them, enticing them, maybe a little video that gets shared that I do or a community member does, or a series of videos where we get a few different faces on these videos, always short, always like no longer than 3 minutes, and just to keep the interest level there. And we continue to filter these messages out to these people. So if they're sitting on the fence thinking about this team build, well, what's there to think about? I mean, it's 20 bucks. I mean, most of us spend $20. I mean, we go to the corner store and we drop $20, right? We go to McDonald's, we drop $20. So not a lot of money out of pocket, and yet the synergy and the energy that we get working as a team unit here is so powerful. And ultimately, let's face it, people will support what they help create. So we want you guys to help us create this, because you know what? We know the value in how you will help us support what you helped to create, right? And if you project that same message to the people that you bring in, and they feel part of this decision making, the webinars and all that stuff, they're going to get pretty excited. Now, here's the schedule. This coming Monday, we're going to have an update on this. We're going to have all of the things sort of finalized, and we're going to get very close on the 27th. The regular CrowdRising webinar is going to be converted into a complete final decision email or final decision making night, where we're going to have all the details based on feedback that you guys are going to give us in the preliminary room that we've set up, what the name of it will be, and how the process will go, and how we'll assign the usernames to you, and how quickly you'll have to make your donation, what time frames we'll allocate, especially in the early phases. We need it done fairly quickly so we can always move on to the next level, next level, next level. So we're going to have some fun here, folks, and that's the whole message here. Some renewed interest, some energy, some fun, and most of all, some brand new donations going out to you, and some new relationships that you're going to build and discover through this incredible team build that we're going to organize. So again, we're 100% open to your ideas, and we will listen. Our email address, put it in the room there. Feel free to email us suggestions, ideas that you have. The Skype rooms, add us to Skype. We have an initial room set up that Terry and I are moderating, and I know many of you are in the room. Shola's in the room, Carolyn's in the room, Linda's in the room. I think Jack's in the room. So there's several people in the room already. So we would love to hear from you guys in this room and really give us feedback. And I know our friend Shola in Nigeria is going to be very instrumental in helping us with the Nigerian traffic. And one of the things, Shola, that I know I haven't had a chance to talk with you personally here in the last little while, but one of the things that's going to be really important that we are going to have to address with this team build is when it comes to these Nigerian bank accounts. When people join this team build, one thing we cannot allow is we cannot allow any Nigerian banks in the team build, because that messes up the build like crazy. When we go to, a North American person gets spilled under you, or the rotator assigns someone and all there is a Nigerian bank, unless we have someone facilitate a way of exchanging that, where maybe, Shola, you want to set something up. I don't know. This is just a suggestion again. Where you want to set it up. If these Nigerians don't have Bitcoin, most of them it's easy to get. If they don't have it, they should get it. If they don't have it, maybe someone out there is willing to do a service where they transfer the NIRA to the assigned person that you would assign, Shola, and this person would send whatever amount of Bitcoin to this Nigerian person, and that person would assign $20 of Bitcoin, or transfer $20 of Bitcoin to this person so they can make their donation in the team build. Because in the team build, our primary method will be Bitcoin. So food for thought for you, Shola, but you will be instrumental, my friend, in handling and addressing all of the Nigerian traffic. We're going to put you in charge of the build from Nigeria there. So any suggestions and ideas that you have, Shola, I'm going to be very open to hearing your feedback there as well. So that's all I have for today, guys. We'll have another update, as I said, Monday, and then we're going to do Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. I already posted it in the rooms for those that cannot make our 7 p.m. I know for some people 7 p.m. is really, really late for them. I'm going to do the same webinar. We do Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do that exact same webinar Tuesday. So Terry, please make a note of this. Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which will be a much better time for Luxembourg, for you, Carolyn, your team down there, and Shola, your Nigerian team. The Tuesday webinar will be much better. And we'll also try to record as many of these as we can, and we'll continue to listen to what you guys have to say and get your feedback. So I'm going to turn this over to anyone here in the room that wants to ask a question, grab the Talk Now button. The floor